Hello, everyone. Welcome to our latest automated recycling outreach meeting. This is our second meeting today. We had one earlier at the John Zahn Community Center, and we thank all those who attended and all the great questions we received, and they're all very informative in helping to kind of, formulate our next steps with automated recycling, outreach, and this overall transition here in the city. Before we get started, just some quick guidelines. We're going to try to go through the entire presentation before answering any questions. We'll answer any questions you have afterwards, but please try to keep any questions in mind until the end. So we are rolling out our new recycling program here in Greenfield, and it's looking like July 2025 will be when the new carts are rolled out to all of you, and we will start this exciting transition from dual stream recycling to single stream recycling. And this presentation today is going to highlight the multitude of benefits of single stream recycling and some of the different changes that will come with this new recycling process.
Okay, so my name is Athena, and I am the grant writer and grant manager for the city of Greenfield. And I worked with the DPW team to develop the solid waste infrastructure and recycling grant called the Swiffer grant. It's an EPA grant. And we were awarded just over $2 million. And that $2 million is getting us 3 automated recycling vehicles, which is a similar type to the one you see in the photo there, and a transfer tractor and trailer because we haul our own recyclables once we're collected there at the curb with our automated recycling vehicles. We take them back to the transfer station, and then we load them into a 40-foot walking trailer and then haul it down to the recycling facility. So we're getting a new one of those. And the reason why we got the grant and wrote the grant is because all of our vehicles are old and they're literally falling apart and cannot even be duct taped anymore. So it's a good timing because they really are falling apart. And then we also have Sean, who is our outreach coordinator, and he'll be on in just a bit. And we have him, we paid staff through the EPA grant for 3 years. And Matt and Sean and the team have put together a really neat web page, Matt putting it together and us giving him the info. And Sean and Matt have a great social media presence, and we'll be doing a couple of citywide mailings and such. So our new automated recycling collection vehicles, you will love them because they're very much better fuel efficient vehicles. They have a larger collection capacity, and mostly because they are automated, the driver does not get out of the cab. He or she literally operates a little thing like a joystick, and it pops out that arm, which you see holding the cart right there, and picks it up, dumps it into the bin and into the truck, and then it puts it back down on the ground, and he or she goes down to the next cart. So there'll be a lot less idling so that the driver's not coming out of the cab. And so there'll be less idling, so less pollution in our neighborhoods. So the automated recycling collection vehicles have been ordered. They will be arriving later in the spring, and our drivers will be going around the neighborhoods to practice with them and do dummy practicing with the carts, and just so that they get to know the feel of the automated recycling vehicles.
So right now we're gonna show a little video that what was the community, Athena?
Oh, I don't know, someplace in Canada, I think.
Yes. So someplace in Canada, they put together a great video just showcasing what kind of the recycling process will look like with automated recycling. If anyone has any problems hearing, just let me know.
Picking up about 1,500 houses a day, so we need as much.
Yeah, a little more volume, please, Matt.
Waste Pro's new fleet of compressed and natural gas trucks are equipped with automated arms, specially designed to empty the single-stream recycling carts. Placing your cart at the curb properly will help expedite the pickup process.
Hey,
on your
Matt, we're not
scheduled
seeing the
recycling
video
days.
on screen. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Let me, I can just reshare it.
Sorry, everybody.
No, no worries.
Oh, you actually got me. Hi.
Here we go. All right, now you should see it. So,
Yes.
Truck
Thank
is
you.
picking up about 1,500 houses a day, so we need as much time as possible to get it done.
Waste Pro's new fleet of compressed and natural gas trucks are equipped with automated arms, specially designed to empty the single stream recycling carts. Placing your cart at the curb properly will help expedite the pickup process on your scheduled recycling days.
We ask that they put them out 5 feet away from any fixed objects or garbage cans or mailboxes, so the arms have a chance to grab the bins, and that there's no overhead clearances. And most importantly, if they could be on a flat, hard surface, so when we place them down, they don't fall over.
If it's lodged in there, it's not gonna go.
For safety reasons, the driver stays inside the truck and operates the arm using a control panel.
The arm comes out and in, up and down, and tilts back and forth for them to pick up the toters and safely operate without getting out of the vehicle.
It's important to remove any ties or bungee cords from the lid before placing your cart at the curb.
The driver doesn't see it bungeed and they go dump it, nothing's gonna come out. So please leave them unbungeed.
The cart should be placed with the lid opening facing the road and the wheels facing your home. Arrows on the lid will point toward the road.
If it's backwards, we can still dump it, but odds are most of the materials are gonna stay inside the can, and they're gonna be there for next week too. So please have them lid facing opening, so when we dump them, they all fall out.
Remember to place your cart at least 5 feet away from fixed objects, mailboxes, and garbage cans. Make sure the lid opening is facing the road and remove any ties holding the lid down. Thank you for your cooperation and participation in this single stream recycling program.
Okay. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell is our automated recycling vehicles. We will be sending out all kinds of information. We'll do our own videos about the cart placements. So the carts can be stored anywhere around the outside of your house or your building. They would generally fit in also into your garages, and we'll show you a video in a minute. About cart storage in the garage and at the mayor's house. And yeah,
Yes.
so we have 2 sizes of the carts and we'll be going all over that. And the default is a 95 gallon and the carts will be delivered right to your homes. And that's it on that. We'll give you some other information on the carts in a bit. Oh, I went ahead, didn't I? Mayor's cart
No
video.
worries. Let's go. I just have to switch the screen share each time.
Is there a fee for getting one of these?
No, there's no fee. Each will be delivered for free to your house.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Do you take back the old ones?
No, that you're actually are gonna keep that your old bin, and I think what a lot of people are gonna use it for is kind of if you have excess recycling that week, you can store it in the bin, or you can just store stuff in the bin and then dump it in the cart to push out for recycling.
Okay.
So it'll come in handy if you can use it for various things. So this here is a video that the mayor did at her house rolling out the new automated recycling cart.
Automated recycling program.
The City of Greenfield is transitioning from a manual, dual-stream recycling method to an automated, single-stream recycling collection system. All of your recycled material, including plastics and cardboard, will all fit in one new cart.
How much stuff fits in?
The carts may look heavy to move, but they're easy to glide across any driveway that you may have. We have a lot of exciting information to share about this new recycling program. You can find it all on our website. You can take a look at our question and answer section about automated recycling and our new carts. Check out which events that the automated recycling team will be tabling at. You can learn more about automated recycling accommodations, different cart options, and so much more information about our exciting automated recycling program.
We're rolling out our new automated
So yeah, the big change with the new carts is all of your recycled materials will now fit in one place. And I like that we filmed it at the mayor's house because she does have that incline and we got to see her kind of rolling it with ease in and out of that incline. But yeah, so moving on to our next slide. Let me
And the
just
other thing, when we were at the mayor's condo, she did put it in her garage to check it out, and the 95-gallon, which was the one that she was rolling around, did fit in her garage. And the other thing is that a lot of her condo associates in the neighborhood came to look at the bins and all the recyclables that she put in it. And they all decided they needed 95 gallons just because of the cardboard. So interesting discussion we had there. So yeah, so cart storage anywhere outside of your building that you have a location or inside your garage. And again, they're designed to live outside. And then the cart placement, we are putting together a new recycling ordinance. So it has in there that we need it close to the curb or in your driveway or on the beltway. And we have a separate video, and we'll go over cart placement in the snow. As we know, we have lots of snow now. And so I'm looking around and it's like, oh my gosh. But and the wheels would go against the curb and toward the house, and then the lid goes outward, just as they said in the video. And then the most important thing, though, is that the cart cannot be placed close to a fire hydrant, mailbox, or another cart, trash cart, or trash bag. Has to be about 3 feet away. And so that's what we'll be doing a lot of education on. So next slide, there we go. So this is a diagram, and that pretty much tells you how to do it. And this one incorrect because one, there's a trash sack right next door to it. And obviously there are contaminants in the cart. Plus the lid is not closed. So the other thing that we need everybody to do is to make sure that the lid is closed on the cart. Because if it goes up and it starts to tip, some of the materials can fall out if the lid is not closed. And this one's incorrect because there are cardboard boxes outside of the car. The driver will not be picking up anything located outside of the cart. It all has to be inside the cart.
So as Athena mentioned, we've been having quite a snowy winter. So thinking about how this new automated recycling program will work within snowy conditions is really important. And it's something that we're very cognizant of. So some important steps for residents and stakeholders to follow. Keep your recycling carts clear of snow and ice, especially on the top where the recycling will be picked up from. Keep cart placement locations shoveled and clear of snow and ice. Place your cart in a cleared street or driveway, or shovel a shelf 1 inch from ground level into the street side of the snowbank to ensure service of carts. Again, the kind of divot you're going to make for your cart, it doesn't need to be this perfectly shoved out or shoveled out area, but either just having a little divot in the snow or placing it as close as you can to a snowbank, before kind of entering the road. The DPW is going to be very, understanding of the snow, but just making sure we have that placement lined up right where they can pick it up is really important. So here are some photos. So here's a correct cart placement. Again, you'll see it. It's not like they cleared a giant, area of snow for the cart to be placed. It just needs to have kind of a little divot so it can fit in, and that the recycling carts would be able to pick it up. Here, this cart, it's in the middle of the snow, so the truck would not be able to reach it. And then in addition, the cart is open. There's items outside of the cart. So there's a medley of problems there. But as Athena mentioned, we did do a video a few weeks back taking advantage of the snow and showing kind of how cart placement will work in the snow. So I will pull that up now.
Hi there, my name's Matt Conway and I'm the Communications Director for the City of Greenfield. We're excited to roll out our new automated recycling collection program. Now, there's a lot of incorrect ways you can place your recycling cart, but there's only one correct way. Let's go through it.
With cart number 1, there are items left on the side of the cart, and the cart's lid is not closed properly. Not only are items improperly placed in this cart, but the cart is located too close to a fire hydrant and is dug deep within the snow. Any cart that is placed on its side or tipped over will not be able to be picked up by the new automated recycling vehicles. Finally, we have our winning cart placement. This cart is placed in proper distance to the side of the road, is not dug within the snow, and is 3 feet away from any object, including a fire hydrant.
Alrighty, so that gives you kind of a look at what winter cart placement would look like. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just making an effort to kind of follow those rules, and that will allow your recycling to be able to be picked up.
Yeah, traditionally, in our neighborhood, if you have the town plowing, which is lovely when they do that during snows, if people will try to put their recycling out the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, and they probably shouldn't, is there a change in any hours that would be recognized or doing it at a different time than like 7 or 8 in the morning? That's right now, my neighborhood says everything has to be out by 7 a.m.
Yes.
And
So currently the timeline would still be you're expected to have your recyclable items out by 7 a.m. I will say the carts make things easier to place them at night than the, recycling bins would because the carts, it's kind of a closed, open, closed.
yeah,
So you
but
don't have to
unless you're
worry.
putting and I agree with you as long as the town's not plowing.
Yeah, that is true. So that is something to be kind of cognizant of on days
Right.
where it's the snow's especially coming down. But in general situations, these recycling carts make it easier for people who like to just take care of it the night before and roll them out and then just leave them for the morning. So it is a bit more flexible in that regard.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be working on
I figured it's going to be
nuances of
flexible
that.
initially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the summer will make it a process, but the winter will change everybody's mind.
Yep. Yep.
And then they'll have to regroup.
Yep. Yeah, it's a learning lesson for all of us. So
Yeah.
we'll be working with the plow drivers and our DPW drivers and all of our team. And yeah, it'll just be, but they do it all around the country. 80% of the curbside programs have automated collection now for recycling. And that includes big cities and the Midwest like Chicago that obviously have a lot more snow than we even do.
Right. Yeah.
So cart accommodations, we realize that not everybody is capable of moving carts and may have other issues. And we're also, not everybody is the same. And so we have single family households like mine and me and my dog. And so I don't generate much. And then we have big families that have to generate a lot of them, a lot of recyclables. So we have cart accommodations for all of these factors, and I'm going to turn it over to Sean right now to introduce himself and tell you all about our forums and such on our website.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sean Kelleher, and I'm the Swiffer Recycling Outreach Coordinator for the city. So I handle all the outreach for our new recycling program. So I'm going to talk a little bit now about what some accommodations will look like and what the carts will look like. So with our new automated recycling, it's important to realize how much recycling you do have so that you're able to pick the right cart size. So everything has to go inside the cart, and this includes cardboard. So if you are a family that generates a lot of cardboard, you might want to consider getting an additional cart. But if you're a single family household who doesn't put out much recycling, then you might want to look into getting a smaller 65-gallon cart. It really just depends on taking a look at what your recycling needs are and how much you do recycle. So families that generate larger volumes, we will be providing, you can request an additional cart. There will be a fee. We will also have a limited number of 65-gallon carts. So our default size is that 95-gallon cart. So if you would like a smaller one, then you just have to request it. Residents who live in a multifamily home will have multiple addresses. Each address will get their own cart. Or if you live in a multifamily home and you want to share a cart, you could also do that. Just let us know when we go out to deliver them. So this is where you can request the smaller carts or an additional cart right on our webpage. So there's a tab for the recycling cart request form. It is down at the bottom. There is an online survey that you can fill out that goes directly to me. It just asks you what size cart you want and your address, so we deliver it to the right one. If you want that 95-gallon cart, you don't have to worry about filling out anything. But if you do want the additional cart, you also have to fill out this form. There's also a printable version that you can print out and hand into the DPW office on Well Street. Or if you would like to just call the DPW office or my extension, you can request it over the phone. So we also have other program accommodations for using the carts. If you feel that you need special accommodations to use the recycling cart on wheels, we are providing some of those accommodations. And if you'd like to request to have a DPW staff member bring a cart to your residence so you can try using it to see if it's something that you'll be able to do, we can set that up. We just want to make sure that everyone is going to be able to continue to recycle. If you feel you might need any accommodations, we have an accommodations webpage on our website. So this form is very similar to the recycling cart request form. There's an online version or a printable version, or there's some in the DPW office. Just fill it out, say your address and why you might need accommodations. If you have a mobility disability and are not able to roll a recycling cart, those are the type of accommodations that we will be taking, and we'll be in talks about how we can best accommodate to make sure that you can continue to recycle. Other cart questions. So I've been going around to a lot of the condo associations to talk about recycling within the condos. Some condos have special rules about where you can have things outside, if you can keep carts stored outside, or if not. So if you are in a condo association and want me to talk to your condo, I can come out and go to a meeting to talk about any questions that they might have. Residents with steep or long driveways. So we have a couple options for people who might have longer driveways. Just reach out to us. We won't be providing any accommodations for steep driveways. The only accommodations will be for mobility disability. So if you do have a long driveway, we recommend something like seen in the picture that you can attach to the back of your car and roll your cart down. Somewhere to store your car at the end of your driveway so you don't have to roll it down a long driveway. We'll be talking about it. It's just gonna be a little bit of a change, or if none of those options work for you, bringing it to the transfer station.
Oh, that's me. Okay, so single stream recycling, as we've previously sort of touched base on. About 80% of the recycling programs, curbside and drop off, are single stream now. And what that means is that it's only recyclables, no trash, but that all your recyclables, including cardboard, go into your cart. So it's really easy, makes recycling much easier, less time consuming. Again, everything needs to be rinsed just like you would do now. We're going to take all of the same recyclables in our new program that you are able to recycle now, plus a few additional plastics, namely black plastic. We'll take all the plastic types for plastic containers, except for number 6, which is polystyrene or styrofoam, because foam is not recyclable. But all the hard plastic containers are recyclable. Paper egg cartons are fine, and glass bottles and jars, as well as aluminum cans and metal cans, and also aseptic containers, which are containers like soy milk and broth come in, and they're shelf stable. And then gable top, which is like your milk and other refrigerated kind of refreshments. So in the single stream MRF, and where we'll be taking our recyclables, and we'll show you a video of that. But the contaminants are first removed by pickers on the floor, which basically take out all of the contaminants that are common, unfortunately, in curbside programs, which is like electronics and propane tanks, which do not belong in curbside programs because they're very flammable and can blow up literally in our vehicles, and batteries and plastic bags and cords and all kinds of weird things that just are not recyclable. So those are picked out by the pickers. And then all the remaining materials go up and down a bunch of conveyors, and they eddy currents and optical lasers and sorting things. And then they come out as separated commodities to be sold to manufacturers for use in making new materials. Okay. Oh, I'm up next. All right, so here's a picture of the giant single stream MRF, materials recovery facility. And it gives you just an eagle eye view of the conveyor belts and all the other things that go on in the MRF. The MRF that we're going to show you on the video, we actually took a tour of. We literally walked 2 miles around the facility. We started at the beginning where all the materials had been dumped on the floor. Then they start out on a conveyor belt. And so they're all mixed together. It literally looks like garbage, although there wasn't a lot of garbage, no food scraps or anything, but just everything mixed together. And by the time we ended, we saw all the sorting, and you get to the paper line and the plastic line, and all the materials start getting out into their commodities. And then they become baled commodities, and there just was really awesome to see it all in the space of an hour and a half.
The All-American MRF is a breakthrough in single-stream recycling and is a proving ground for how the very best recycling system should operate throughout the world. We occupy a really unique space in recycling throughout the Northeast, where we have deep relationships with many of the municipalities that we're serving and the customers that we're serving. And because of that, we have decades worth of experience of processing their materials and bringing them to markets, so that we can create the highest level of recyclable material for end markets, ensuring that the materials that you put in your bin at the home make it to a new product again. Van Dyke has been a leader in recycling equipment development, and we've worked together for decades, and we couldn't be prouder to have them in Connecticut as a local company, local families working together to solve these local issues.
The concept of this facility is to get 50 tons per hour, and they're able to run 20% over design capacity to separate at 60 tons per hour these recyclables into very good end products that are sellable and have very little residue, and do it in an automated way by a combination of size separation, using optical sorters that are the best in the world, and the R&D which we have developed over 38 years in the business.
The new facility is very strategic to us because of its close proximity to our paper mill, and it also gives us access to high quality fiber 365 days a year. So we're very excited about the new MRF because it'll give us incremental volume that'll be available to us in our process here. Pre-pandemic, the OCC was primarily being collected at the commercial level, where it'd be collected in the stores, put in the compactors or put in the trailers, and then brought to recycling plant to be processed. During the pandemic, the consumers' buying habits changed significantly, and more purchases were made at home via e-commerce. With the All-American MRF, being open now, it allows us to collect those boxes that are being sent to the home, being processed by the All-American MRF. Then eventually it comes to our mill and gets put back into our process.
We've been collecting recyclables and processing recyclables for decades in this market with the homeowners and residents of Connecticut and Massachusetts. And at the end of the day, we listen to what's important to them. And having a simple, elegant solution that makes it easy for them to do the right thing and recycle is what works. And the All-American MRF is going to allow us to do that better today than we ever have in the past and continue in the future.
Neat. I love that place.
So
It's
is
very
our
cool.
trash being taken as the trucks bring it to our facility? Does our facility do that type of separation, or does it go?
No, the recyclables that we collect off of our streets in our new trucks, all from all of you residents, will be taken to our transfer station and then transloaded onto that 40-foot tractor trailer that I said earlier. And then that will be hauled down to that facility or another facility that we're looking at for processing.
So are we reducing our staff at DPW?
Oh,
Because
no, we still will keep the same staff, but we'll have at least extra staff because hopefully the automated vehicles will shorten the length of time that they're out in the field, because there's always so much work to be done at the transfer station and we're always short of staff. So that then the drivers can do things like that or go plow or clean up around the transfer station or do any of the other things that the DPW people have to do all the time.
okay,
Yeah.
so the intention wasn't to do a staff reduction. It was just
Oh,
to
no,
get
no,
new
no.
trucks and
No.
improve the process. Okay.
No, the automated vehicles are helping to save the longevity of our drivers because they're getting older, and plus they have a lot of injuries due to the lifting that they have to do, and they're slipping on the snow and the ice and all kinds of injuries. So this will just reduce that amount of injuries
Okay.
and
Yeah.
be much better on our drivers.
Thank you.
Yeah, the DPW is actively recruiting, I think, for a couple positions still. So they're definitely focused on adding more help, not reducing at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll help retain and to attract professional CDL drivers who will be knowing that they're not going to get out of the cab to have to pick up the recyclables and endanger themselves.
So how to get information. So we've kind of had a multi-pronged initiative to really reach out to the community through different mediums. We've had Facebook and Instagram be really crucial tools for promoting over social media. We've had various public meetings. This is our 5th recorded public meeting, but we had a public meeting earlier today. We had one at the Greenfield Public Library in January. And on top of those meetings as well, Sean is seen tabling at a lot of different community events, such as the Greenfield Winters Farmers Market, tabling events at the library, at the John Zahn Community Center. So Sean has really done a tremendous job getting out there community and making himself available to questions and to give people any information that they might want about automated recycling. I will wrap up our little presentation with a look at our website. I'll put up the link here. So this is the webpage that we created for the automated recycling transition. I always think it's a good idea to start from the homepage so I can show you how to find it. So we're going to go to either recycling transition right here from the homepage, or you're going to go under the residents section. And it's the first item right there, automated recycling transition.
Matt, we can't see it.
Oh, I can reshare. All right, there we go. So from the home page, like I just mentioned, we have this recycling transition widget right here. And then from residents, you can go right here to automated recycling transition. So 2 pretty accessible spots, highly visible here on our website. So once you've reached the home page, we have a little graphic here about the 2 meetings that we've had today and some brief background about the grant and about single stream recycling. This is a 3-year implementation process. that we're following. Year 1 is really focused on outreach and doing meetings like this. Year 2 will really be marked by the rollout of the program, and year 3 is going to really follow up on the initial rollout and kind of make sure that we're all doing things according to plan. So our website has a lot of different resources you can utilize if you're ever wondering about different things with automated recycling. We have our frequently asked questions section right here. So we have 2 different sections. We have one on just automated recycling and then one on the new recycling carts. All you're going to do is just click, and it brings a drop-down menu of questions. We can go to, is the recycling schedule going to change? At this time, there are no anticipated changes. It gives a full answer right there. So this is a really helpful if you ever are just wondering something, because a lot of these questions are questions we've kind of gathered during the meeting process, and we plan on adding more questions in the near future, especially as we get closer to that July date. Our community outreach and events section has kind of just info about Sean's various tabling events. So if there's anything or anytime you have free time and want to see if Sean's around for various tabling stuff, that's a great resource to check out. Our accommodations for new automated recycling program, as Sean discussed, there will be special accommodations offered, but it's important that you note those accommodations with the DPW and make sure that they process and review them to see if it's something they can actually accommodate. So people can either submit an online form or they can print it out and fill it out and then bring it to the DPW office. And then there's also extra copies at the DPW office. So any of those platforms will be good to utilize. The automated recycling information and resources page. This is kind of our, history of page in a way. It just has some background about the grant, about the benefits of the grant, and then there's kind of some supporting documents about automated recycling, some documents that were done kind of in the beginning stages about the cost benefit analysis, etc. So a lot of kind of interesting, nuances there for people who really want to learn more about this process.
A quick question on you now will have 3 of these new vehicles going around, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then how many did we have in the past?
3.
Oh, okay, so it's really, and these are going to be larger.
A
And I
little
just
bit,
didn't-
yeah.
Yeah, which makes
But
sense.
we anticipate increasing our volume because our volume has actually been decreasing over the last several years. And we think that's probably because there's been new residents that moved in. And so we're working hard to get the newer residents educated and also to promote single stream as being easier for recycling.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits for getting the new vehicles. Firstly, the current DPW recycling collection fleet is really aged, and there's a lot.
I know. I saw them using dump trucks in our
Yeah, the one
neighborhood because
vehicle's
they
dead.
finally had to come,
Yeah.
And they were very sweet. They were like working really hard to make sure they could pick up everything.
Yeah,
So I
which is
get it.
huge expense though, because it's like 3 people
Yeah, I know.
instead of 2. So yeah.
Yeah, not only that, it's, covering this huge expense of getting new vehicles that aren't going to have to be constantly maintained, but the new vehicles are also going to be more energy efficient than the current fleet. So the amount of, carbon emissions and all that will be reduced. So
Did the grant pay for the vehicles as well?
correct.
Yeah, no, we had
within
$2
the-
million.
And how much
in the
is
grant.
one of those? How much does one of those cost?
Well, we just spent about $1 million on the vehicles, not
So-
including the tractors. So yeah,
So
they're a lot
300,000.
of money. Yeah. So we got $2 million in the grant total, and the vehicles, all the vehicles are using much of that, about 2/3 of it, probably a little over half, 2/3. And then Sean's salary for 3 years and all the carts that we'll be delivering. We're going to order about almost 6,000 carts. So
Do we have
Speaking-
that? Do we have that many? Oh, I guess you have apartment buildings and how do apartment buildings do it?
well, we're Sean's reaching out to condominiums and working with them and taking the carts out so that they can all see them because they have a lot of guidelines and
Yeah,
qualifications.
condos I understand, but
Yeah.
apartments are different.
We only collect, typically, we have one larger apartment building, but typically we collect from apartments and split families that have like 4 or fewer apartments in them. So, yeah. But it's still a challenge because, you know, you have limited parking spaces in a lot of the split family homes. And so we're working, you know, out trying to give people ideas about storage and sharing carts and things like that. Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds
most
like
of the
you, as a group,
large,
I was going to say as a group, since you're presenting really to me, I want to congratulate you on being so customization oriented to try to make it be successful. And I think that that's a really wonderful gesture and outreach.
Oh, good. But then we appreciate that because we know everybody's got, it's just like a huge adjustment for everybody. And people don't like change. But in the long run, it'll be really awesome for the city. And plus, we could not turn down this grant. It was such an amazing, highly competitive
Should we
grant.
put our name on these so that maybe they don't get mixed up with other neighbors, or does it?
We would ask that you not, because they actually are going to be owned by the city, but they all have our, what do you call those? Our RIF codes, RFD codes, and they all have number identification number that'll match
Okay.
your address. Yeah, they
Okay.
actually stay with the address. So, and the other thing I was going to say, and now I forget.
I
But
forget all the
yeah,
time.
no, we appreciate that. We're trying to answer everybody's questions, and that's why we had the FAQ, and Sean puts together great flyers and is getting
Yeah, really nice work.
and we just appreciate it if you would share our website, because our main goal is to get people to think about what size cart they want. That's our main goal right now. And just to find out that the carts are going to be delivered and the carts are going to be free, and we'll be arriving in early July, and, you know, things like that we're trying to get out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just to wrap up the website, our last page here is our meeting archive. So this is a great place for someone who hasn't been as much up to speed about automated recycling, but kind of wants to learn all the ins and outs. We've had 4 previous automated recycling meetings that can be viewed, and then we also have our informational videos that we did as well. So I will stop the share screen, and we will welcome the floor to any additional questions that anyone may have.
And we'll be doing more videos, particularly as our trucks arrive. So the drivers are going to have to train. So it'll be a good opportunity to get them out there, and we'll do our own cart videos. And we have some other ideas about what kinds of videos we want to be doing.
We want to see the bloopers too.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt's good at disguising those.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you all, and feel free to ask us any more questions, and you know how to reach us now through the website, because Sean is definitely reachable through that.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
And we'll be doing an Earth Day event. The Interfaith Council is organizing an Earth Day event, and we're going to help out with that. And it's going to be co-sponsored by the city. And if it's not raining, it'll be at the Energy Park on Monday, April 21st from 11 to 11:30 to 3, I think.
Yes.
And if it's raining, it'll be at the John Zahn. And then we're also, we have a Miller's Meadow project that I'm working on. And so we're going to have speakers on water and the Green River. And that'll be at John Zahn on April 21st in the evening. And then the library's doing a bunch of Earth Day events as well. And we'll have a table there at the farmers markets before that Earth Day event. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So lots happening on the environmental realm.
Looking forward to spring.
Excellent. I'll leave one last call.
Great. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you so much for the comment, Casey. Really appreciate it. One last call for questions. Otherwise, we can wrap things up.
Well, thank you all for attending, and we look forward to seeing you around the recycling cart.
Okay. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you all. Have a
All right,
great
everybody. Be
Thank
well.
you.
Okay. Bye-bye.